Student of class 12. Now we will read the English from the book of Flamingo. Lesson second, Lost Spring, the second part. Let's read the lesson. Mukesh insists, I want to drive a car. Page number 16 per. Mukesh insists on being his own master. I will be a motor mechanic, he announces. Here is the problems of bangle makers of Firozabad. They do not know anything except to bangle maker. Mukesh, a young bangle maker who wants to drive a car and also wants to become a motor mechanic. Do you know anything about cars? I asked. The writer asked him, do you know about anything? Car, I will learn to drive a car, he answers. Looking straight into my eyes, his dreams looms like the mirage amidst the dust of street that fill his own Firozabad, famous for the bangles. Every other families in Firozabad engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry. Here all the families and all the works are only to make only he is busy to making the big bangles. Firozabad is the glass blowing factory, largest glass blowing factory industry in Firozabad, where families have spent generations working around furnaces, building glass, making bangles for all the women in the land, it seems. Mukesh's family is among them. None of them know that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnaces with high temperature, in dingy cells, without air and light, that the law, if enforced, could get him and all those 20,000 children out of the hot furnaces where they slog their daylight hours. Near about 20,000 children working in front of hot furnaces in the glass factory, where they slog their daylight hours, often losing the brightness of their eyes. Mukesh's eyes beam as he volunteers to take me home, which he proudly says is being rebuilt. He walks down stinking lanes choked with garbage past home that remains hovels with crumbling walls, wobbly doors, no windows, crowded with families of humans and animals coexisting in a primble state. He stops at the door of one such house, bangs a wobbly iron door which has with his foot and pushes it open. We enter a half-built shack. In one part of it, thatched with dead grass, in a firewood stove over which sits a large vessel of sizzling spinach. Leaves on the ground in large aluminium plates are more chopped vegetables. A frail young woman is cooking the evening meal for the whole family. Through eyes filled with smoke, she smiles. She is the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. Not much older in years, she has begun to command respect as the Bahu, the daughter-in-law of the house, already in charge of 3 men, her husband, Mukesh, and their father. When the older man enters, she gently withdraws behind the broken wall and brings her veil closer to her face. As custom demands, daughter-in-law must veil their faces before male elders. In This case, the elder is an impoverished bangle maker despite long years of hard labor. First as a tailor, then a bangle maker, he has failed to renovate a house, send his two sons to school. All he has managed to do is teach them what he knows, the art of making bangles. Mukesh took the writers in his home, which was being chalked and full of chalked chalked streets and wobbly doors and crumbling walls. There is a stack of the bangles and coexisting of the animals and man. There is a woman which is who is the daughter-in-law of the Mukesh elder brothers. There is nothing. They cannot earn so much that they could send their sons to the schools to read. They managed only to renovate the bangles making and the nose who did art of making bangles. It is his karam, his destiny, says Mukesh's grandmother, who has watched her own husbands go blind with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles. Can a God-given lineage ever be broken? She implies, born in the caste of bangle makers, they had seen nothing but bangles in the house, in the yard, in every other house, every other yard, every street in Firozabad. Mukesh's grandmother says, the God has written in the karam, in the destiny, cannot be broken. He says that she has never seen anything no more than the bangles everywhere in the street, in the house, in Firozabad, spirals of bangles, sunny gold, paddy green, royal blue, pink, purple, every color born out of the 7 colors of the rainbow, lies in mounds in unkept yards are piled on four-wheeled handcarts pushed by young men along the narrow lanes of the shanty town, and in dark hutments next to the lines of flames of flickering oil lamps sit boys and girls with their fathers and mothers, welding pieces of colored glass into the circles of bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than the light outside. That is why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults. Many children there sit with their parents to joining the circle of the bangles in front of the flickering oil lamps. Also, they loses their eyesight before they become adult. Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman soldering pieces of glass as her hands move melancholy like the tongues of a machine. I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles she helps make. It symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag, auspiciousness in marriage. It will dawn on her suddenly one day when her head is draped with a red veil, her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled into her wrist. She will then become a bride like the old woman beside her who became one many years ago. She still has bangles on her wrist, but no light in her eyes. एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. She says in a voice drained of joy, she has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That's what she has reaped. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, says, I know nothing except the bangles. All I have done to make a house for the family to live in. This is the bangles symbolize the auspiciousness of the Indian woman. Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved what many have failed in their life. He has a roof over his head. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even though to eat rings in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Uncle has moved with time. Little has moved the time. It seems in Firozabad, years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative and ability in dream. All the adults are lamenting about their elders that they have nothing to do except bangle making. Why not organize yourselves into a cooperative? Ask a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. They say there is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. They talk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and injustice. They circled in the from poverty to apathy and greed and after injustice. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. One of the family caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the stigma of caste in which they are born. The other, a vicious circle of the sahukar, the middleman, the policeman, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats, and the politician. Together they have imposed the baggage on the child that he cannot put down before he is aware. He accepts it, and as naturally as his father and forefathers accepted. To do anything else would means to dare, and dare is not part of his growing up. Then when I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. I want to be a motor mechanic. It repeats. He will go to a garage and learn, but the garage is a long way from his house. I will walk. He insists. Do you also dream of flying a plane? He is suddenly silent. No, he says, staring at the ground. In his small murmur, there is an embarrassment that has not yet turned into regret. He is content to dream of years that he sees hurtling down the streets of his town. New few aeroplanes fly over in Firozabad. Now, see on the whiteboard about the lesson. Anis Jung, a famous story writer, utters destitution of bangle makers of Firozabad. It sensitizes the readers to step forward, to save the spring childhood of the beautiful human life, so that many children would be able to avail opportunity to realize their dreams. Key points: Mukesh, a bangle maker of Firozabad, works in high temperature, workplace small and dingy, hazards of working in glass bangles factory, long working hours in front of hot furnaces. Boys and girls assist parents in dim light flickering oil lamps, eyes more adjusted to dark than light. Dust from polishing bangles affect their eyes skin and health, exploited by money, lenders, police, bureaucrats and politicians. Now, page number 19 पर, page number 19, 1, 2, 3, page number 19, 1, 2 and 3. You have to completed your homework. You will find here in the key points all the answers. Now your lesson has completed. Thank you.